What's the worst possible chess game? Well, in order to do this, my editor had to find out. So, in order to construct the world's worst chess game, both sides need to be hanging checkmate in one simultaneously. So, because like mate in one is the worst possible thing, right? And so mate in one is the worst possible thing for both sides, leading to the largest evaluation bar jump and definitely the worst game. With this in mind, my editor and I just decided to start playing and see how we could do. So, obviously, we needed to hang Fool's Mate, right? But then the question is, how does Black also hang Checkmate? And we hadn't really thought this out beforehand. So we were just, making bad moves. And then eventually, I was able to put my Rook here and my Knight here, thus hanging two checkmates and stalemating my own king. Now, if you've been keeping track by now, it's move 12. And although it's easy to shuffle back and forth, like we can just shuffle our knights, we can shuffle our pawns, our bishops, we just have to avoid a threefold repetition, but this should be easy enough. But turns out we had to play so many games in order to get it right, because either one of us kept messing it up. For example, if white plays like something like f4 here, this is not checkmate anymore. White is not hanging checkmate in one because he can block with the rook. So it's all these little things you have to pay attention to when you shuffle your pieces. And so this took a ton more attempts than we had. But we realized here that the point was Black mother mated himself, pretty much. And this was move 12. And we thought to ourselves, we can do better than that. So on our next attempt, we did this. We thought of a way where we could stalemate in only 6 moves. Not stalemate, sorry, but rather both sides getting checkmated. So here we go. F3, E6, G4, Queen F6. The point of Queen F6 is vacating this square for our knight and then putting this knight here. Boom. King is stalemated. And then we were like, we move this pawn up. D6 is again a square that we can use for checkmating. And then we just land knight here. Easy, right? B3, and we're just like moving the pieces to get to our desired position. And now we're like, yes, we've done it, right? Not so easy. I'll just show you the rest of this game to show you how hard shuffling can be, right? We're just shuffling, and then all of a sudden, I go bishop c5, which looks like a normal move, but for some reason, this actually prevents checkmate. And I realized this like a bit later, and I was like, shoot, I am so bad at this game.
Are you sure about that?
Shuffling, but it's not checkmate for Black, so this does not cause much of an evaluation drop. I'll show you the evaluation bar, or like the ups and downs after this game. But yeah, this was not as easy as you'd think, because we were not actually checkmating them. Another innovation was made. We could do it in 5 moves. Look back to this original position real quick. What if I had just moved my knight here, and my editor had moved his knight here? This is still checkmate, right? And we realized that we didn't have to play c6, because the knight can go to b5. It doesn't necessarily have to go to c4. So with that in mind, we made our next attempt. As usual, we started out with f3. After e6, g4, we continued with our same plan, and then this led to our amazing 115 blunder game. I don't know how. We just shuffled for over 100 moves and somehow did not mess up a single time.
Stop it.
Just making like really bad moves. My evaluation bar, if you're seeing it on screen right now, it's having a seizure. My poor school Chromebook is going to be broken after this. Yeah. Alright. The point is, starting from move 5, this was checkmate on board. And so we were like, both sides are hanging checkmate in 5 moves. But then my editor pointed out, why is this knight on e7? Can't we just put the queen there? And not have to go queen of 6? And so it was. I present to you the worst chess game, to my knowledge, ever.
Nice.
F3, E6, G4, queen to E7. Important, right? We want to vacate this square for the knight because the queen here defends C7. And if the queen's defending C7, then there is no checkmate, right? Because the knight has to go to B5, and then it has to take this pawn. So we are not only undefending the pawn, but vacating the square for our knight, thus smother-mating our own king. Knight C3, knight B5, knight D8. In only 4 moves, both sides have managed to get checkmated in one. And by now, we were pretty much masters in shuffling, so the rest of the game was 55 moves, of mindless shuffling. I'll just show you the rest. And by the way, if you didn't know already, when your accuracy is low enough, chess.com has an Easter egg where it has Danny Wrench's face here, and he's got this amazed face of how bad you are at the game, and when you analyze it, your accuracy is 0. So I'll just play through the rest of the game again. This is on my chess.com page, chess.com//member/KLEONG12 in case you want to see the rest. But the rest of it is just shuffling, and again, according to my knowledge, this is the worst chess game possible. You start out with this combination of moves. Both sides can checkmate each other in one, and both sides proceed to miss it every single time. I hope you learned something, maybe, I don't know. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.